prophesying to the wind like the Bible teaches.
He's not.
Where did that well, yeah, that was just the point with it. In the beginning of the land, we know that in the son of Judah and troubled them in building, and hired counselors against them to frustrate their purpose. All the days of Cyrus king of Persia until the end of the reign of Darius king of Persia.
Right, so these nations pretty much got mad at us because we wouldn't allow them for the rebuilding of the roof of the city. So they did everything that they could to frustrate the work being getting done.
I feel like that specific to that time before the science as well.
Yeah, the things that were written before time were written for our learning. Because similar things that took place in the past. You got people that were that know that they're Israelites actually being paid off to teach the wrong doctrine or to teach contrary to what the scriptures really mean, so that way more of our people don't wake up.
Right.
That's part of the frustrating of the building.
Right. He says in the end, we're not out here for all of our people. We're still only out here for the rich. That's it. And that's been like that from the Old Testament to the New Testament. Most High, the Lord said He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. So He never changed. What are they referencing? Right. What are they? What prophecy? They're referencing the prophets of old. Lord is, you know, all.
At the same time,
Man, what the Lord is using us right now. That which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything world it may be said, see, this is new, it has been already of old time, which was before us. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be remembrance of things that come after with those that shall come after. So it's no new thing. Just like in Jerusalem, when they were building a physical temple, we're building a spiritual temple. They frustrated the building. They frustrate the building right now. Matter of fact, on the news, if you ever see anything about Hebrew Israelites, they usually label us black Hebrew Israelites. When a lot of the Hebrew Israelites is out there are not black. You know what I'm saying? And we are not black in general. We are Hebrew Israelites by nationality. Black is associated with everything wicked. Same thing with white. It's associated with everything pure. And that's all bullshit. Yeah, it's all bullshit. So, you know, that's frustrating the building, just like it was frustrating the building back then. Just let everybody come together under God and then wait for the
scenes and let God do the remake.
Yeah, I mean, He's going to do that. However, you got to think about it. Was the Lord, let's put it to you like this. The Lord had a quick tongue, right? We're supposed to aspire to be more like the Lord.
We're ambassadors of the Lord.
Right. So we're not out here to put anything. The Lord was offended. He offended many because they were offended. It says it right here. It says Matthew 11:6, and blessed is whosoever shall not be offended in me. Right. They don't make anything like we always use the analogy of a burning building. You are asleep. And I said, wake up, the fucking building is on fire. Holy shit. God damn it, you better get your ass up. And you like, right, are you gonna be offended? Like, hey man, you fucking cuss. Hey, let's go watch your language. Yeah, right. And I sit there and burn the fuck up.
There was a story in the ancient world where a cloud ran to a theater and said the theater was on fire. everybody clapped and applauded and thought it was part of the show, and they didn't listen, and they all burned and died.
Yep.
That's funny.
This
That's
is
real.
Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 48:10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. So we can't do it deceitfully. Keep his sword from blood. I'll read it again. Cursed be Jeremiah 48:10. Cursed be he that doeth the word of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. So we're supposed to, his sword, the word, this is our sword. Yeah, the Bible is our sword. Cursed be he that keep his sword from blood. We have to teach the whole Bible. In Lamentations, it says the book is filled with warnings, lamentations, and woe. Woe is destruction. We got to teach everything. And hey, if anything offends, then that's on that person. However, it's all a part of the Bible, and it's all got to be known. Especially this part, because this part is actually the most important part. The children of Israel, because the salvation is for these people. Everybody else
wanted to kill the Lord for the things he was saying. The Pharisees alone.
Everybody else.
Did you see Gorilla Hebrew?
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's
he said he's the new head priest.
Because they get accustomed to this society. Right now,
Hebrews is not the word of the
men are men, you know. You get talked to directly, not necessarily disrespectful, but you get this direct speech. Over here, everything is watered down. So we come in this, and once we're growing up in a Christian society, we're taught to think like that is normal. Alright, because we're in a comfortable state. That's why people panic when shit goes down, because they're not accustomed to dealing with reality. And it's true. It hurts.
But the same thing is happening back then too. Nothing's really changed. People still aren't accepting.
But now it's to a greater caliber. Alright, because if you ever heard of the term cognitive dissonance? Everybody has their own special cognitive dissonance. Somebody can go home and game for 24 hours if they want to. They're in their own world. Exactly. And then they could be out here in the world, standing there pretending or thinking about the RPG they want to play online all day. When I get home, I'm going to, you're in your own world. Okay, so if I'm doing this and that, I can level up faster. My buddies in my community, your mind is in its own world. Everybody's in their own cognitive dissonance, even couples. That man and that woman, they're in that two, they're unified in some things, but they're still in their own separate cognitive dissonance. Alright, especially here. They put women over men. The Heavenly Father, that's another thing we can get into. The Heavenly Father, the one they call God, he's a manly man. Okay? We use Job. Job in itself is a good example.
They call it compromise.
Yeah. No, there's no compromise. The Lord doesn't compromise. Don't compromise so far as the Most High has something established, right? That's how it's supposed to be. We're not going to compromise and come to an agreement.
Can I say this out, Kim?
Something that's already been established.
Can I say this out? Can I say from what you're saying, compromise? It's like saying the Lord gonna compromise the LGBT. You think he gonna compromise LGBT?
No, right.
You think he gonna compromise with him?
Come to a compromise with you guys.
Right.
You got a controversy. That's a controversy.
He's saying forever. He doesn't change nothing he's about.
Right. It's like, because the next thing, we should teach nicer so people, even if they're Gentiles, they can come in, but then the Lord will be the judge. The next thing will be, so we should be nicer to these alternative people, gays, lesbians, so on and so forth, trans people. No, the Lord said put them to death. We read that, put them to death. They're supposed to be put to death. Otherwise, you got what you got out here. There's a bunch of confusion.
Right now, you got the chance.
I mean, that's also how you discern between a false prophet and a true prophet of the Lord, because the true prophet is going to teach the truth no matter what type of hate or pushback he gets for telling the truth. A false prophet, they'll go ahead and water it down for you. Just like this guy teaches that all nations can be saved through Jesus Christ. Come as you are. you know, and the Lord forgive you, He continue to forgive you, you can have salvation regardless of what wickedness you're doing.
Right.
That's freedom like that.
Right, right. So this is Leviticus 20 and 13. This is Leviticus 20 and 13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lies with a woman, both of them have committed abomination, they shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them. In other words, you didn't do a wicked thing in putting to death a man sleeping with another man, also a woman sleeping with another woman, because they committed abomination. You will never hear the Christian churches teach these things. They don't teach anything that's contrary to the government or the state. Because the state pushes alternative living. The Bible don't push alternative living. The Bible gives you a clear-cut judgment on it. Hey, if a motherfucker is caught alternative living, guess what? Put him to death.
That's an
And
alternative
their blood,
to life.
right? Yeah, exactly. Alternative to life. And it's like put them to death. The blood will be on their own head. In other words, you won't be punished for putting them to death because
Right,
they
'cause
did an abominable act.
The scriptures say that there's a sin unto death.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Even adultery is. You see
Right, even adultery.
rampant.
Yeah, and that runs rampant, especially in this country. Your woman can cheat on you right now. You can be married to your woman. She can cheat on you and get divorced, and guess
you have
what?
to
You
pay
still have to pay
alimony.
alimony. She committed a wicked act worthy of death, though. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? About
Smartphones, internet, social media.
Yes,
They
yes,
remove
yes.
And lock
punishments
screen
and stuff
codes
like that.
on the phone.
Right, right.
Cheating right under your nose.
Right, they can be cheating right under your nose and no punishment. But the Lord already gave a punishment. You know what to keep a woman from cheating on you? The fear of death. I bet you if a bitch knew that she was gonna die if she cheated, she wouldn't do it. I bet you if a man knew that he was gonna die from fucking another man's woman, he wouldn't do it. The pussy ain't worth your life.
There
You
goes
know what
the
I'm saying?
Lord, and the Lord done brought an example of how the fear of the Lord is not in the land. You see that right there?
Right. Yep.
No, and that's all we're doing is letting people know. The Most High never changed. He's not playing any games.
Right.
But people can believe it or not, we don't care.
Right.
You know,
We
our
always-
job. Oh, I'm sorry.
We always push the flood. What is, okay, imagine the flood, right? Imagine a flood happening right now. You got, there's women, there's children, there's little babies, everything. So, can you imagine, you're in this flood, you know how to swim, you ain't gonna be able to swim for motherfucking 90 days, but you do know how to swim. So you swimming, you floating, you seeing this woman with her baby, just save my baby. Then you got this
swimming
infant,
right around a bunch of debris and shit.
Right.
Wait.
You got
The
this
whole
baby over there drowning and
water.
shit.
You came into places where you had island-sized amounts of people that were floating dead.
Yeah,
coming
imagine
across-
all these people screaming help.
No.
Now, imagine
Right.
the one who did this. He said, it repented me that I made these people. And he ended up saving 8 people. However, he killed everybody else.
Well,
you can imagine that.
You got to
The
think.
Lord-
Imagine the ark. 30 days in, everybody's well drowned,
Yeah.
and you come into a bunch of corpses floating in the water the size of New Zealand, and you got to pass through that. Why you think Noah was getting so drunk in his own tent? Afterwards, post-traumatic stress disorder is a real thing. The thing they suffer from the things that he suffered. The things that he
The Lord didn't compromise on these people.
right.
Yep. Oh, look at the wickedness going on now.
That's all we point
You
out.
know what I'm saying?
But everybody's supposed to be together at
Yep. And then
That's
you say
the
what
word.
verse?
He didn't say anything
Yeah,
about
that's
fire.
right.
Because guess what? Which one you rather? I mean, well, either one is messed up. Would you rather drown to death or burn?
Right.
I mean, neither one. But shit. Technically, drowning to death is painful, but burning to death, I almost drowned when I was a child. Yeah, you
This
can't
is
bounce back from that.
This is Philippians 2 and 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So, hey, the Lord is to be feared. I mean, that's why we try to put out these examples that he put. As a matter of fact, what was one of the examples? Sodom and Gomorrah. And he said in the scriptures that he left it as an example for people that come after that to do wicked. This place is even more wicked than Sodom and Gomorrah. So how much more anger is the Lord going to do to this place? Not to mention that they had the children of Israel in slavery in this place. Matter of fact,
I don't know if they had Transformers inside of them.
Hey, they changed their form from life to death. I know that shit. Man, let me see.
I mean, because you couldn't exactly change the structure of your genitals.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure they didn't have breast implants.
This is Zechariah chapter 2, verse 8. For thus said the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that touches you, talking about the children of Israel, touches the apple of his eye. And the apple of your eye, your most joyful, thing. So the children of Israel, though he actually set it up for us to be punished by the children of Esau and the other nations, he's upset about it. So he's gonna really fuck this place all the way up. And then he says he's a jealous God. 2/3 of our people won't come back to him. So he's gonna really fuck this place all the way up. You know what I'm saying? What did he say? No man shall dwell here again. Basically, this place is gonna become a desert. Desert for desert creatures and shit. Yeah. So he's basically gonna burn the fuck out of this place. White Jesus. Yeah, I know. I mean, Trap Jesus been around for a long time, man. And we haven't even got to the real point. What color do you think Jesus is, quote unquote? Bro, he more look like you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah.
The Lord, the one you ignorantly call Jesus, he's a dark-skinned man. Yes, a dark-skinned man with a white woolly fro. Yeah, but people say it
doesn't
don't
matter
matter.
because if it didn't matter, they would have never put in this image.
Exactly.
So it kind of matters.
Right, because in the Bible, it explains what he looks like.
They would have never gave the slaves a Negro Bible with 80% of the Bible took out.
Right, why did they
Because
have
this
it?
image didn't matter.
Right, and that's what our people are. They took out
80% of the Bible.
Yeah,
I don't know about
It's basically just look up the slave Bible.
They took out 80%
Bible.
They left the scriptures where mainly it talks about service, obeying your master.
Obeying your master. That's about it. But that was all the slaves.
Or they'll maybe have like the Psalms and Proverbs and then some of the Gospels.
Yeah, and they didn't let the slaves read the whole
They
Bible.
sure as hell didn't let the Israelites read the book of Exodus.
Right.
Because we would have probably put it together, okay, y'all are after mainly the males in our nation. And the Egyptians came after the males of the Israelites or the Hebrews. Wait a minute, this is talking about us.
Right. If the slaves read Deuteronomy, they would understand a yoke of iron around our neck, that big metal thing. As a matter of fact, you can put it in Google and they'll just show black people with yokes of iron around their neck. That didn't happen to the children of Israel back then.
And so
It did happen.
it shows you that's a fulfillment of prophecy.
Yeah.
That yoke of iron around thy neck until he had destroyed it. Because that's how they, one of the ways that they broke the Israelites during slavery.
Let's see. Oh, I got one.
this is Second Ezra 6:54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy children, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. Right, because the Lord always had separation from the beginning. Adam and Eve are the example of that. A lot of people don't understand in the historical fact that they weren't the only ones that were in the garden, which the garden was the whole world because it was a jungle planet. Alright? This is why I say at least in the Garden of Eden. They weren't the only inhabitants at that place. It wasn't just two. Life didn't start just two people, just a man and a woman, and then they that's not how life started. But the Lord already had a separation between them in Genesis, the first chapter, and the rest of the nation. There was always a separation that was made. He's always had a choice. That's why I like about the scripture, because it's emphasizing that. It can also show you in Genesis.
So I guess following all the steps, like if salvation is
The secular Israelites, for all natives, Latinos, and Negroes, spread across the four corners of the globe.
also, if we have no idea who is actually of that set, what is the next step?
Well, the next step is to encourage individuals to do that. If they believe themselves to be of this, or they're interested in it, then your spirit would rejoice. Because look at our history. Our history is messed up now. Oh, you guys were slaves. For the vast majority of that, before that, you were running around butt naked in Africa and South America before we came to civilize. We're giving you something that only a small percentage of our people, the remnant, is going to accept, or even be interested in seeking the Lord and seeking. Hey, we encourage research. We ain't saying taking our word for it. Hey, believe every single word we're telling you. We're encouraging you.
And also it says that the natural man will not receive the things of the spirit.
That's right.
The majority, the 2/3 of our people that's already set up to be destroyed, they're not going to receive this. So when 1/3 does receive it, and the elect that actually is meant to receive it, their spirit is actually going to bear witness with it. So that's how you're going to be able to know who the Lord is actually dealing with.
Right, if you receive it and accept it, that's how we
And
know.
they're actually going to look like even the other nations of people all around the world.
Right.
So that's why we say it's not solely based on the skin color.
Right,
How a
right,
person
right.
looks.
Like I said, the Lord is constantly making us as comparison to trees from the Old Testament and the New Testament. And me too. And you know a tree by the fruit that it bears continuously. That's the same thing with other nations. Other nations will be asked these simple things. Even some of our nations, because once again, Gentiles, we have Gentile Israelites that want to be
Greeks.
right.
They want to go after the Romans. They don't want to come back and follow the customs of our God, Yahweh, through his son Yahweh Shai.
Right, because you can pretty much do as you feel in these other customs. That's why they were put out here. These different religions were used to cause division and to separate and divide. That's the definition of religion.
I just make one more thing. This is actually 6. Wherefore I take you to record this day, that I am pure from the blood of all men. For I have not shunned to declare unto all the counsels of God. And we take you to account. Have we not shown you everything that's in the Bible? We're not sugarcoating anything, nor are we exaggerating anything. That's why you constantly see us go back to the scriptures to tell you what's going on.
Yeah. Memorization techniques that I can like.
It's just
Reading it, you'll memorize it.
Writing it down too. The scriptures and even in Apocrypha that put all things in writing. Sometimes you want to help remind you of something, just write it down.
Right.
And you'll be surprised. Sometimes you can just go straight to it. Like in one of my world before, when I had a cover to this Bible, I would write all kind of topics. I would write a subject, and I would write all the scriptures pertaining to each of those subjects in one back in my Bible. So that was a glossary, my own reference. That's what helped me start remembering. I got another Bible. I'm gonna start using that so I can continue with that. But hey, it's just about diligence, because a repetition is the grandfather of all things. That's how you really learn something to master is through repetition.
Another intelligent question. So, in Apocrypha, some people accept it, some people don't. Where do you draw the line?
Well, it's a historical fact. Like this book right here, especially in the Maccabees, you can go back to each historical reference point and take you to that, and go into the history of it, and actually point out that same thing that was happening at that time.
Because they have events in the Apocrypha in their secular history. So that basically proves the things that were written in the Apocrypha to be correct right there, because you can actually find it in their
Look up
secular
those
history.
things that happen in history.
What is? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm saying you can look up those things that happen in popular history.
But then what is separating? I guess is it historical fact mixing with that proves it only, or
Yes.
is there something else that separates, say, the book of Enoch from?
Well, that's because the book of Enoch is a constant material. There's nothing in there that links it to, like this Apocrypha. If you have the 1611 Bible, the Apocrypha is in there. This is the closest translation from the Hebrew or the Greek text in the Latin that you'll ever come to.
And like the Maccabean era, that was the era where they talk about basically the rising of the Greek and Roman empires.
Right.
You know, before the time of Yahushua and the apostles.
Yeah. And so it's we use that as different historical, because the book of Enoch and the book of Jasher, these different books are Gnostic materials because what they're saying in there doesn't correlate to what the Bible is saying.
Right, inconsistency.
Right. And the Apocrypha is consistent with what the Bible is saying.
Right. Which shows that it was a part of the original.
Yeah.
This is, you have a Bible without the Apocrypha in it, and that's a Protestant Bible.
They even mentioned Alexander the Greek in
But
there.
like, I'm looking at
Alexander. Actually, let me say it right. They actually mentioned Alexander the Macedonian and the Apocrypha.
Right. That's
You know, things, certain information they didn't want the masses of people knowing about because they have to hide their nationality of being Edomites.
Right. That's how they have their power. They move in deception.
If they're over here bragging about civilization started with the Greeks and they worship Alexander the Macedonian,
Right.
they would rather do away with this information.
Right. And that makes it a whole, that's damage control, which they're constantly doing. Look at all of this truth leaking out about the vaccine and how people have dropped the dead. And now people that got the vaccine,
You got to go look for the articles where they're talking about the damage that the vaccine is actually doing to so many people, like over 150,000
Because they're hiding it on
people.
Google. It's harder to find.
right.
They're not going to put, they're not really, they're only telling you a small amount of truth in the news segments like on Fox News about the damage that the vaccines do. Otherwise, you're going to keep hearing during these commercials, oh, go get the vaccine. It's a lot here. Go get the jab. It's safe.
Stab and jab.
Right. Stab and go. Jab and go. Yes. Actually, you got people that are affected by it that out there, like just recently on Fox, right? They had a press conference. I mean, but it's still the news. The people, and they had people sit in the conference, and they gave the mic to each woman, because there was a bunch of women and even young women, and they told how their life has been completely altered and changed, and how somebody that died around them because directly due to that. They're messed up to this day. The one girl got the oxygen, and she said, right, and they're giving their symptoms. There's millions of videos out there, people showing you and telling you, like one woman can't stop moving, and they tell these heartfelt stories, and it's terrifying. Like, and I was just fine before I got the vaccination. It has to do with your DNA. All right.
how well your body is bad, and that's why sometimes
Well, that's the thing though. But
Your body already has a natural immune system defense.
your tongue.
Actually, wait, because it builds up. Just like it's called immune system. It builds up and immunity over time. That's why they said the people with the antibodies from actually having the coronavirus, they actually built up a defense to where they didn't really need the shot.
Not to mention, you got individuals, right? Mucus is the killer of all things. You eat something, mucus like AIDS. It's a mucus that builds up in your body and that expands, because mucus, it makes your body, when it's acidic, it produces mucus, and as you're more acidic, you attract more viruses and bacteria inside your body, and it slowly, if your body, large amount of mucus builds up before most people die. A lot of times that's what shuts your body down. It slows its functions down, and it cases your organs into it, and it shuts you down systematic. That's why you start having a problem with the eyes, hearing. People have different pains in their body. There's pockets of that build up there, and they actually contract a lot of viruses and bacteria. So it breaks your body down systematically. Yeah, because your body was sick. If your body is too acidic, it's just a bag of acid, and so everything is breaking down in your body slowly. So once it's encased in the mucus, all it does is like it's just melting down.
So the hedges is all of the dead white blood cells, that basically has no.
That's it. Because the dead white blood cells will kill the virus, they'll die together, and then spit that out. And then,
I'm sorry. No, I just got a quick precept, just laying back on what y'all talking about. This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, that Hamashiach shall give thee light. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. So basically, look this stuff up. We're not talking to a brick wall. We're talking to a person. Because all these things he's saying, especially about the scriptures, what is the scripture saying? Study to show thyself approved. We're telling you about the stab and jab. Go look it up, because we ain't telling you no lies. But guess what? Man can lie. You can just say, oh, they lying. Go look it up.
you have a Facebook that we can
That's why I asked about sources.
Hey,
you have
I don't trust people either.
that's right.
You have a Facebook. I can send you, like, this is what we do. That's how we me and certain amount of type individuals, that's what we do. We rotate information to keep everybody updated on the brother knows. So I mean, if you're willing, okay, yeah, I'll set you up.
You want me to just add you?
Yeah, that's fine. Because I mean, and I'm only doing that because it actually seems like you actually trying to figure this out. Your body, it seems to me that you're diligent to find it out. You're not scoffing against it. I mean, I believe the spirit of the Lord is maybe upon you because you're still standing here. A lot of people will try to find controversy with things we say instead of considering. We consider everything that you say, and then we have a return for it. Respectfully, we're not getting offended. No, you don't get it, man. Fuck.
That's how intellectual conversation. Street, listen.
That's it. And then we share the information, and that's all we want to do is encourage you.
Can I say one thing, brother?
We hope that you are a part of the elect.
I just want to say one thing. I say this to everybody that come and ask the question, because this is a question from me to y'all, to the people. How did you know that your teacher was telling you the truth when your teacher taught you 1 + 1 was 2?
My what? I'm sorry.
How did you know that your teacher was telling you the truth and your teacher, when you was a kid, and your teacher said 1 + 1 was 2? How did you know they was telling the truth?
Well, it made sense logically to me,
And you was a small kid, though.
well, and I took their authority through my parents.
Right.
So
So
my parents
we listen to the teacher, right?
listen to the teachers, so I
Right. We
listen
listen
to
to the
them because I
teacher.
listen to my parents.
Right. But we the teachers too. But most people don't even listen to us. We tell them the truth.
Right.
I mean, that's why I look at 1 + 1 is 2, because how can you believe 1 + 1 is 2 when you was a little kid, but as an adult you can't get the truth?
Well, like
You know?
that.
But not
people
you. I'm
don't-
just saying.